Okay, let's try that and that. Did that do it? Yes. Okay. Woo! I am the accidental techie. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Oh, there's
the
always a
video.
delay. Yeah. Shabbat shalom. Sorry about that, folks. I am the accidental techie. The good news is our friends at home can hear us now. And hopefully you had a chance to get to know each other and to maybe make some new friends. And Stacy, are you laughing because we're getting a large delay because of the internet tends to be a little slow during the summertime? So ignore the people behind the curtain. Keep your eyes up here. Okay, so Shabbat Shalom once again, welcome, and let's get back into Shabbat mode, shall we, Deborah?
Okay, and we begin by welcoming Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, and it's my pleasure to invite Stacy Sims, one of our board members, to the bima. And Stacy is lighting candles tonight in memory of her father, Arnold Sims. And we have this third candle that you'll see right in front that we have been lighting before the Shabbat candles every week to remind us that there are still hostages being held. All of those pictures that you see on the wall there are the hostages who have not yet come home. So we light in solidarity with them.
Shalom and Yashakar.
Shalom. And we rise physically or spiritually for the call to worship on page 9.
continue with the Shema at the bottom of the page.
Please be seated, and we read together on page 10.
Love Adonai your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at home and at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God.
And we continue with Mi Chamocha on page 11.
We continue at the bottom of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. We praise you, Guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world.
please join us on the top of page 13 for Vishamru. Rise either physically or spiritually for the Amidah at the bottom of page 13.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'konei Hakol Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei v'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechaye hakol Atah Rav le'Hoshia Mechakel Chayim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim derofech olim Umatir asurim Umekayehem Mi chamocha ba'al gevurot, umidom melech, melech memit, umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim bechol yom, yehallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated, and we continue in the middle of page 15.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael, utfilatam be'ahava tikabel, uti l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadcha b'yira na'avod. Be gracious, O Lord our God, to your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love. May our worship always be acceptable to you. Modim anachnu lach, sha'atahu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu, atahu ledor vador. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. As is our custom each week, we take a few moments to get off the page. So though we love and cherish and appreciate the words of our Siddur, the words that our people have prayed for countless generations, we also, Judaism recognizes that there are personal prayers that come directly from our hearts. And so a piece of each service is dedicated to finding the prayers of our heart. I love on page 17, there's a terrific quote from Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs. And it's, Shabbat is the day we stand still and let all our blessings catch up with us.
One of my favorites.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
So if there's nothing else that's on your heart, take a minute and think about the blessings that are catching up to you this Shabbat. We take a few moments for Tfilat Halev, the prayer of the heart.
continue with the Torah service on page 20, and we welcome Stacy back to the Bima for the honor of carrying the Torah.
And those who are able, please rise. Kim Hitzion Tesei Torah. Kim Hitzion Tesei Torah. Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Beit Yaakov lechu v'nelcha be'or Adonai. O house of Jacob, come. Let us walk in the light of our God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. We do the drush now, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Ah, all right. So we'll cover the Torah up out of respect, and then we will prepare ourselves for the great experiment. So given that we had tech issues at the beginning, I'm not holding out a lot of hope that this experiment will succeed, but you know, what's the worst that can happen? It's an epic fail, and we go old school. So we are going to try to enjoy a little video on this week's Torah portion, which is called Balak. The video comes from an organization called BIMBOM, which makes some really wonderful short little videos for each Torah portion. And each one of them really has a great message to share. For those of us here that might know Judy and Alan Marchek, Judy's niece worked for them for many, many years. And we're going to try and show it here in the sanctuary and also have it play on the live stream. And I may or may not have set it up correctly. We'll see what happens. So, Reuben, Let's give it your best shot.
Balak, the king of the Moabites, afraid of the approaching Israelites, hires Balaam, a local prophet, non-Jew. Go curse the Jews. They're a threat. So Balaam saddles his donkey to ride up to the place where he can look down upon the Israelites and curse them. But as he travels, something gets in the way. God has sent an angel with a sword.
Okay, well, like I say, sometimes it works, sometimes things don't. But if you don't try, you never know. So, I'll go back to my happy place. If you are not familiar with Rabbi Karen Kadar, I really strongly encourage you to read some of her work. She is amazing and wonderful, an incredible thinker, and she wrote some really beautiful words based on a very famous phrase that we hear in this week's Torah portion. That's one that I think will be familiar to many of us. In Hebrew, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkanotecha Yisrael. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. In the traditional world, this is the opening prayer for every morning service. And each morning before we begin to pray, so we take a minute to think about our surroundings and where we are and the intent that we want to bring to the experience. So here's what Rabbi Kadar says about Ma tovu. We've been meeting for generations. It is written in the book of Exodus, a book devoted to the power of wandering. And it came to pass that anyone who sought God would go out to the tent of meeting. With everything the Israelites needed in their desert journey, the tent of meeting was central. How else could they encounter the divine spirit? The call was put out to the collective wanderers. The tent of meeting is outside the boundaries of the camp. To meet God, you must simply desire such a meeting and then walk to the designated meeting place. In fact, in the Torah, the word moed, just like we sang earlier this evening, kiva moed, the word moed designates a sacred place, a sacred time, and a sacred gathering. In the days of the desert wanderings, when the Israelites searched for a destination, they carried with them their ohel moed, their tent of meeting, a place where God was to be found. They convened holy convocations where groups of people formed a circle of holy intent. The synagogue is a house of meeting. To meet, it seems, has great potential. As a child, I played meetings, but as an adult, I yearn for all kinds of meetings. I yearn for meetings of the mind, where thoughts and ideas collide in excitement as they try to find their way toward reality. I search for meetings of the heart, where company and community replace isolation and loneliness. I seek meetings of the soul, where wounds are healed and pain is comforted. And I dream of meetings with the divine, moments and places where holiness resides. In the morning prayers, as we begin to form a minyan, the quorum required for communal prayer, we recall an ancient story in which curse turned to blessing. Israel's enemies stand high on the mountaintops of Moab, looking at the sand-colored valley below, hot and barren, except for Israel's black tents dotting the landscape. The large tents are divided by tribe, yet pitched together as a people. The king of Moab, Balak ben Zippor, tries to organize a curse to destroy the Israelites, to weaken their strength and send them scattering. But instead of a curse, a blessing comes out. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkanotecha Yisrael. How good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, Yisrael. No matter how the king orders and commands, the curse just keeps turning into a blessing. Isn't it incredible, the possibility that our curses could turn into blessings? And the fact that we sing this blessing every single morning when we assemble to pray together. But the mystics add one more element. After counting 10 for a minyan, they add a verse from Leviticus, Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. Having counted the physical minyan, they connect as a spiritual community by acknowledging the command to love one another. Once having formed a community, both in numbers and in spiritual intent, we then can proceed with our prayers. Tanya Hirat Son, may it be God's will. Isn't that a lovely thought? We can turn our curses into blessings when we come together and love one another. We can achieve so much. I just love it. Sorry, Deborah, I'm rambling on.
Oh, that's okay. Ramble on.
And I am in for a treat this evening as my former student, who later became my colleague and my teacher. Well, I think she was always my teacher, starting from about the age of 3. Zoe Utterback will be our Baalat Kriya this evening. She'll be reading Torah for us. And if you would like to follow along in the Chumash, in the blue commentary, in the seat back, we will be reading on page 1173. Zoe is going to start on verse 9. So Zoe, please join us on the bima.
And for tonight's Aliyah, we would like to ask all of the food fair volunteers who are here to come up to the bima and participate in the Aliyah in loving memory of Ingrid Epstein. So anybody who volunteered at the food fair, please come on up.
And I just have to say, for those of us that are new and did not have the joy of knowing Ingrid, Ingrid was our kitchen maven for years and years and years. She was instrumental in the early years of our food fair, and she kept us all in line. She drove us all beyond imagination, and she made all of us so much better. So we miss and we love Ingrid, and this would be a nice way to remember her tonight. And thank goodness there's many of us. Wonderful. Love your neighbors, like really closely love your neighbors. Come on in. And let's find our spot. There. You see it?
Baruch
et Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu et Torato, Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vayavo Elohim El Bil'am Vayomer Mi Ha'anashim Ha'ele Imach Vayomer Bal'am El HaElohim Balak Ben Zippor Melech Moab Shalach Elai Hine Ha'am Hayotze Mi Mitzrayim Vayechas
Koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Yasher kochechem. Ingrid would be so proud of all of us. And Zoe, Yasher koach. Beautiful, beautiful.
Each week, in the presence of our Sefer Torah, we offer prayers of healing for our family and friends. To our friends at home, if you have loved ones who are sick or ailing, please share their names in the chat so that we may bring them into this sacred space and include them in our prayers. And as a community, we are praying for Diane Dakin, Randy Watkins, Gabby Lopez-Smith, Victor Altman, Samantha Porteous, Barry Klein, Brooke Hall, Charlene Gross, Leslie Hirschfield, Judy Platt, Jacob Tannenbaum, Michael Sheets, Liam Ledesma, Michael Hall, Bill Meyer, Sherwin Sobel, Don Gonzanga, Autumn Larrick, Philip Greer, Paul Preciso, Sonny David, Danny Rifkin, Linda Heiser, Lou Robin, Bill Bell, Al Aronofsky, Shoshana Ruth Bathana, Angelina Maciel, and Pat Gardner and family. And Ruben, do we have any names in the chat?
We do. I'll add to that list Robert Block, Ricardo and Lorena Estrada, Jorge Emanuel de la Torre, Delia Galvin, Antonio Hermosillo, Rocio Alejandra Hermosillo, Grace Messenger, Trisha Kelly, Wally Smith, Richard and Caroline Fortis.
Thank you. And as my hand passes through the congregation, please share the names of your loved ones in need of healing. The Mishabera can be found on page 23.
Mishabera,
add to those names mentioned aloud all of us here and all of us at home who are in need of these same prayers of refuah shlema, refuah hanefesh and refuat haguf, healing of mind and body and spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, healer of the sick.
Amen.
We continue with a prayer for our country and the state of Israel on page 23.
Guardian of life and liberty, grant blessings to our country. Grant our leaders patience and wisdom. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and may we never be lazy in the work of peace. Eternal God, grant blessings to the state of Israel. Protect her people, shelter them with peace, and grant them deliverance from the violence that surrounds them. May they live in harmony with one another and with their neighbors. May the bonds of faith and faith that unite the Jews of all lands be a source of strength and blessing to each of us and to all the world. And let us say, Amen. And we're going to have a surprise honor, if they're willing. I'm hoping that Stephen and Marianne would come to the bima for the honor of Hagbah, lifting the Torah, and Glila, dressing the Torah. And those of us who are able, please rise. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Oh, let's light. Let's tie her first. Got it. Ki lekach tov natati lahem torati al ta'azovu. Page 24. Eitz chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tomchecha Mehushar Teracheha Darchei Noam Bechol Netivotecha Shalom Hashivenu Elecha lenashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Teketem.
We remain standing for the Elenu on the top of page 25.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula l'yoser breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shem Yasher Kochachem. And please be seated. At the conclusion of each service, we remember our loved ones who are no longer with us physically, but who, through the gift of memory, live on in our hearts. To our friends at home, if you are in the 30-day period of mourning or in the first year of mourning, please share your loved one's name in the chat so that we may bring their memory into this holy space. For those in the room, if you are in the 30-day period of mourning, the Shloshim, or the Shana, the first year of mourning, I invite you to stand and share your loved one's name so that we may offer our comfort and our support. And please remain standing. And we remember these loved ones who have a yortzeit, the anniversary of their passing in the week ahead. If I read your loved one's name, please stand so that we may recognize you. We remember with love Irving Dubin, Dorothy Stein, Katie Hoffman, Ryan Marich, Bart Warschauer, Morris Brockman, Ingrid Epstein, Herbert Gutmann, Ghislaine Manoyer Messenger, Randy Williams, Lucille Strauss, Samuel Bloom, Bernard Diamant, and Esther Nell Tabak. We also remember this week Nathan Corin and Harriet Corin. And is there anyone else in the room who has yortzeit this Shabbat? And Reuben, do we have anything in? Okay. And as we do each week, we remember the 6 million who perished in the Holocaust, many leaving no one to say Kaddish for them. And we also remember all those who have died, so on both sides of the border, in the violence that is currently being experienced in the Middle East. We take them all into our hearts with our own, and in solidarity with the mourners, we rise physically or spiritually, and together we recite Mourner's Kaddish on page 26. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach l'irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
And once again, I would like to invite Stacy onto the bima to share our announcements for this week.
Oh, and Stacy needs a microphone. This- Thanks, Reuben.
I was just so excited to come back.
Well, they say you should always run to do a mitzvah, right?
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
This week, the office will only be open on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will be checking our email periodically, and you can always reach out to Rabbi Lindy or Karma via text. Thank you, Reuben, for connecting us with our friends at home. Thank you to Beth and Steve for adding so much richness to our services. Okay, see? Candle lighter. Thank you to myself. And thank you to all the food fair volunteers who were called to do an aliyah.
And that's you too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy.
And Zoe, amazing, and I'm assuming you're the challah baker?
No, Steve is our challah baker this
And
week.
thank you to Steve for baking a wonderful challah. We encourage every member of our community to experience one or all of these honors. Email or text Karma to select a date. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So, we are ready for our concluding prayer. And I'm really excited. We're going to end with Oseh Shalom this evening, Nava Tehillah. And as we do, we invite you to please come out of your seats, get close to the bima. If you are celebrating a special occasion, a birthday, an anniversary, I'm just glad to be alive today. Come on up and join us on the bima. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav. Oseh Shalom Aleinu. Be'al Kol Yisrael. Be'al Kol Yoshei Tevel. Be'imru. Amen. Steve is amazing. And Beth is in the same category of amazing. It's like no matter where we go up here or what we do, they are right with us. And that is such a gift and such a blessing, you have no idea. And I don't think in the announcements we said thank you, Deborah. So thank you, Deborah. And Yasha Kawach.
And thank you, Karma.
You're very welcome. Do we have a special occasion?
She turns 9 tomorrow.
Your birthday is
happy
tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. You're going to be 9? Awesome. And are you going to have a birthday cake? Yeah? What's your favorite kind of cake?
Happy birthday, Cyan. I'm 9 years old.
Yay! Shall we sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And service is over. You can clap. Yay! Any other exciting things this week? I'm excited. I'm going to be going to camp, so to my son's camp. So I have not been to his camp yet. I'm very excited to see it. This is his 3rd summer there, so 1-800-BAD-MOMS. I got to make the call when I get home. Yeah. So, are you comfortable holding this cup? Would you like to hold it for us? But you don't want to drink from it because it tastes really gross. But let's join together in a Shabbat Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. we get to follow that with Steve Sherman Challah. Very exciting, beautiful. This is heavy, so maybe we'll all hold it together. And it's our custom to connect to the challah. So can you put your hand right there? You want to touch the bread? If not, that's okay. And we're all connected as one community. We join in a motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And then we're going to turn around and look at our friends at home and give them a big Shabbat Shalom on 3. Echad, shtayim, shalosh. Shabbat Shalom! Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Please join us for Oneg, just in the room right behind us.
When you reveal blessings, no PA music now. It's so nice.
So,
To not have that sound. I'll have it for you.
so yes.
Delicious, Steve.
Oh, definitely try the challah. Oh, that is wonderful.